Okay, in this Tottenham video, we're going to have a quick look ahead at tomorrow's match against Arsenal, have a look at some of the injury news for Tottenham, and also just going to highlight 2 or 3 players from Arsenal to watch and how Tottenham might deal with those. Quick look at Tottenham's injury news, and also we'll just have a quick look at why Pochettino seems to be smiling again. So does he know something we don't? But we'll just briefly discuss his press conference, because that was a massive change really from the last 2 or 3 press conferences he's given. But first, we'll just have a quick look at sort of the injury news for Tottenham. It looks like Kyle Walker-Peters definitely won't be available. Also, Endabelli is still injured, so he'll be out. Eric Dyer, I don't think he's going to be available. But Dele Alli, it's going to go down to another fitness test later on today, Saturday, but it's looking like he will be available in the squad. And Pochettino at the press conference sort of indicated that he will be involved in some way. So whether we'll see him start or whether he'll be on the bench to be able to use at some point, we don't know. Obviously, match fitness is going to be an issue for him. But at some point, he's going to have to play some of these players that are lacking match fitness. So it's whether he uses Vertonghen at the back, whether he uses Dele Alli in the attacking midfield role, and Lo Celso as well. Now, he spoke about Lo Celso and about, maybe using him again at some point. He played 30 minutes in the last match. I watched him a lot. He didn't get the ball an awful lot, but I thought his movement off the ball was terrific. The way he was playing out wide, he moved infield, brought his marker in, created space for Sissoko to go. So the short bit I've seen of him in a Tottenham shirt, he does look an intelligent player, and of course he was the one that played that nice pass through to Kane for the penalty appeal. So Pochettino was talking that he's unlikely to start, but he will be involved. Personally, I would like to see Lo Celso start. I think he's been at the club around about 3 weeks now. He's been on the pitch. He's had some good game time there. I think now's the time to start him. And if need be, he has to come off, then so be it. So it'd be interesting to see. That it's going to be a real interesting what formation, what lineup Pochettino. In yesterday's video, I put my lineup that I would like to see. But we'll see, obviously, on the day what Pochettino goes with. Now, in terms of Arsenal, before we have a look at Pochettino's press conference, in terms of Arsenal, a couple of things to look at there. I think they'll play the 3 quick players up front, Lacazette, Aubameyang and Pepe. Now, Tottenham will know all about Lacazette and Aubameyang, but Pepe obviously is a new one to the formation. When you look at how Pepe played, and I did quite a couple of profile videos on him in the transfer window, he's a very good player, but he's a young lad. Obviously, he's new to the Premiership. He's very quick. He plays out on the right flank, but he's very left-footed. Now, I think he's the only player to go past Virgil van Dijk, dribble past Virgil van Dijk in about 50 games. But saying that, on a couple of occasions when Van Dijk was left one-on-one with him, he handled him pretty well. And the thing that Pepe likes to do is he likes to cut in field. What he doesn't like is that indecision of being on the ball and not knowing what to do with it. What Virgil van Dijk did very well was he showed him the right-hand side, and he sort of said, look, if you want to take me on, go down that right-hand side. And Pepe is uncomfortable on his right foot. So I would like to see when Rose defends him, if he's caught on a one-on-one situation, is show him that right flank. Don't let him cut inside, because then he feels more comfortable on his left. And his right side is his weaker side, to the point that I've seen clips of him go down that right flank and then try and cross it with his left foot. So Pepe is one to watch for his pace, but I think if Rose handles him and shows him wide, that should help with Pepe. Dani Ceballos in midfield is another one to look. Now, he's the sort of player that if you give him time on the ball and allow him to get his head up and look, he will cut open defences. He's a superb player. However, he is also adapting to the press and the speed and the pace of the Premier League. And I think he's a player that the Tottenham midfield need to get right in his face and chip away at his ankles, because give him space, he has got that quality to open up a defence. So that's Dani Ceballos. The other one, again, we're not sure of the Arsenal lineup, but Guendouzi. He's a player in midfield. He looks a bit like David Luiz's younger brother, I always think. But he's one of those players, again, give him too much time and he looks superb. But he is susceptible to errors, and he is susceptible to losing the ball under pressure. So again, he's another one that needs pressurising. It's a shame there isn't Ndombele in that midfield to put those two players under pressure. And then at the back, you've got David Luiz, and I think down that left hand side for Arsenal, the right hand side for Tottenham, you've got Monreal and David Luiz. David Luiz, great player, but he is susceptible, as we saw last week, to some absolutely horrendous decision making. Also, Arsenal have the same issue with Nacho Monreal regarding the European transfer window. It's not sure whether he'll play, because he is subject to speculation of moving before the window closes on Monday. So it's not just Tottenham that have got those problems with the European transfer window. So I think there is the scope to attack them on that right hand side and try and get in between David Luiz and Monreal, and I think that's a weakness at the back for Arsenal. So that's a quick look ahead at the match. Now, just going back to Pochettino and him smiling again, watched the press conference yesterday, and it was a massive change to his last ones. Pochettino, he didn't go picking fights with any of the reporters. He was extremely relaxed. He was laughing and joking with the reporters. He was like a changed animal. And it almost looked like somebody had lifted the pressure off him. He was asked about, is he going to be leaving Spurs, and the rumours about him walking away after this North London derby. And, you know, he said it's stupidity. It's absolute. He did it in a really nice way, very entertaining. But he did knock it on the head. He said, you know, if you want to have a bet with me, I'm quite happy to have a bet. You'll lose. But he said, I'm here. I'm in my 6th year, and I'm not walking away. I'm not that type of guy. I'm here for the long term. So he very much put those rumours to bed. What was telling was he said he had a dinner with Daniel Levy. And he talked quite a bit about Daniel Levy, and he talked about having dinner with him this week and about them communicating some of the issues and the problems. And he was very relaxed about it. Now, whether Daniel Levy has said to him, look, we've got these players, Eriksen, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Rose, all targets up until the close of business Monday, whether Daniel Levy has said, look, I've had no serious interest in them, or, you know, even if I do get serious interest, I'm just going to wave goodbye to it. I don't know, but Pochettino seemed extremely relaxed. He was asked what he'd be doing over the next week, and he said he'll be again meeting with Daniel Levy and having dinner. They'll be watching some of the international matches over the next couple of weeks, and he seemed very at ease with that relationship. He did allude that at times they have maybe a slight different opinion in terms of how the club is run on the player side of things. And I think that's always going to be natural between a football manager and a chairman. But again, he seemed very at ease with it. So we had a manager there that has gone from picking fights with and arguments with reporters to being very bristly, and almost you could see his shoulders hunching up a week, 2 weeks ago, to a manager that just seemed to be relaxed, at peace, and seemed to be happy with the weekend coming. He said he's very excited about these North London derbies. He loves them. He could play these sort of matches every week. So it was good to see him positive and excited, because speaking to Tottenham fans this week, everyone's worried about players leaving, players signing new contracts, the manager walking away, Daniel Levy running the club wrongly. And when you looked at Pochettino in that press conference, he did look totally at ease. Now, that was good, because I'm a great believer that, the players going out on the pitch will respond to the mood of the manager. He will have the biggest influence on them. And if he's looking glum, he's got his face down, he's speaking negatively, he's not happy, then that will transcend into players. It transcends to the press, it transcends to the fans, and you get this big cloud hanging over the team. And when they walk out onto the pitch, there's fine margins between winning and losing in the Premier League, and you need everything to be in sync, and it hasn't been in sync at Tottenham for the first 2 or 3 weeks. So it was good to see Pochettino with that positive outlook, looking forward, enjoying it, laughing and joking. He's obviously been meeting with Daniel Levy, and he's obviously relaxed and happy with the environment, with that relationship, or as he likes to call it, that dynamic. So all looks good in terms of how things, possibly there were frictions, or we all saw frictions behind the scenes, but looking at Pochettino, it looks like he may have ironed out a few of those frictions with Daniel Levy. In terms of the European transfer window, things to look out for obviously is Vertonghen with Bayer Leverkusen. I think Daniel Levy, if he's any sense, will waive anything away. I don't think Bayer Leverkusen will come in with a silly offer for him in terms of inflated price. And I think really Daniel Levy I would expect him to just waive away that offer. In terms of Eriksen, the big one there is if Neymar goes, and I did a video on that if you want to have a look at it, if Neymar does go from PSG back to Barcelona, and they're working hard on that deal, but it's not there yet. It could still happen. Then PSG could potentially come in for Eriksen. And like I said in that previous video, you've also got Dybala, who Tottenham no doubt will revisit again in January. As we speak, there is no concrete news on any firm offers, and I suspect that is the sort of news that Daniel Levy has probably communicated to Pochettino, which has put that smile back on his face. Hope you enjoy the match. Really looking forward to the match on Sunday. I don't know if I'll get another video out. I'm away then for about a week after tomorrow. Don't know if I'll get another video out. I'll try and do some filming at the new camp in Barcelona if I can, and we'll probably get that up on the channel in about a week. And in the meantime, obviously, we've got some international matches to look forward to. So don't forget, if you're new to the channel, you haven't already subscribed, just click the red subscribe button, click the bell notification. We do lots of news on Tottenham, top Premier League clubs, transfer news, player profile, match analysis. Just click the red subscribe button, and if you like the video, I'd appreciate any likes or thumbs up on the video. Let me know your comments on the Arsenal match and what you expect, and always interested to hear what your score predictions, what your team predictions are. It's great to see what everybody else is thinking, because we all think slightly differently. We've all got our favourite players, and it'd be great to see what everybody's thoughts are. Thanks once again for watching.